It's now 6:30, so we can officially call this meeting to order. If you'll stand and pledge allegiance to the flag with us, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Holland?
Yes.
Venus?
Yes.
Vaughn?
Yes.
Hill is excused. Dollenbach?
Yes.
Grover?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Thank you. We need approval of the agenda first.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Holland, second by Vaughn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. Public comment, the only name we have down here is Michelle McBride.
Good evening, everyone. For the record, Michelle McBride from the Independence Area Chamber of Commerce. I'm here tonight to update you on Main Street. As you all may have heard, we were not selected this year to become a Main Street, Iowa community. There were 5 communities that applied. We were one of them. 3 were selected, and like I said, we were not. We had a very, very good presentation in Des Moines in January. It went very, very well. It was well received, and we had a lot of people from the community come with us, and we had a big van, and we went, and it was a really fun time. So I wanted to thank everyone thus far, for including the city, for your pledged investment, for your support, kind words, encouragement, and help through the application process. It definitely wasn't an easy process, and there were a lot of hands on board to get the job done. What I've told a lot of people is that any community in Iowa is able to apply for Main Street. That's up to them, but only 5 did this year. So I think that speaks just wonders for our community, that we are willing to take the step forward with the previous history that's been done and the work that's been done on making us a qualified applicant for Main Street, Iowa. So it's really a positive thing that we took the first step and applied for it. They do let us know that many communities, especially their first time, very rarely get chosen as a Main Street, Iowa community. And that being said, they came, the Main Street, Iowa director, as well as the Downtown Resource Center director, came and spoke with our committee and had very, very positive notes for us. One of their main ones was, although maybe half of the room didn't want to accept us this time around and half did, the whole consensus was that we have so much potential and that it would be a shame for us not to try again. So that being said, budget purposes in Main Street, Iowa, whatever it comes out to be, they highly, highly recommend and suggest us to apply again. And that application will be the spring and summer of 2015. So we'll start educating people throughout this summer, throughout the fall, and then we'll really put our nose to the ground to start working on that application that we'll present in summer of 2015. So I really don't want this to be discouraging to people. We have so much positive regards for this and so much just support that not only our community members have already given us, but the Main Street Advisory Board has given us. So like they said, it would be a shame for us not to do it again. And what I like to take away from this is the first time is always the hardest. So this time we can move forward. We have a lot of the materials to our knowledge and to our base. So we just improve upon that with a few little tweaks, more support, continued support, more help and continued help. And we want everyone to be excited about moving forward. This is a great, great launching pad for us that we're really excited about. So I wanted to let you all know, as well as everyone here in the room and home, like I said, we were not selected, but it is our hopes to retry again, and very much hope that we will be selected in the future. For me, I would like to say without a doubt, but we'll see about that. But I'm very excited for the future and hope for your continued support and encouragement.
Michelle, you said it was like 50-50 in the room. Is it? Do they vote on it, or what's the process for getting chosen?
What they do is we have a 30-minute presentation, each community does, and there's room for questions afterwards. Then at the end of the day, they have all their communities present that day. At the end of the day, what they call it to be a quite grueling process is they discuss the communities. They have our application, which is If you're interested in reading it, it's about that thick of an application. And it has everything from our previous history to our pledged investment to the groundwork that we've already done. It encompasses a whole lot. They base it off of potential, finances. There's a few other ones, just like the volunteer drive, things like that. And so they deliberate for a long time. And it's on a scoring basis, so what they feel. So it's not that, some people may take it as, oh, we're not good enough, but that's not it. They want to know that we're in it for the long haul and not just give it to us and then when we're into it 5 months later, we decide that this is too much work. So they want to see that we're really passionate and really dedicated towards making our community better.
Okay, thanks.
You bet. So thank you all. I appreciate it and look forward to your continued support and encouragement.
Thanks for all your hard work.
Thank you.
We kind of picked up the clipboard a little early. Was there anybody else that wanted to sign in that we missed? Okay. Then we will go to approval to accept and approve the consent agenda that approves the following: the minutes of the January 27th, 2014 regular meeting, and the Rivers Edge Sports Center liquor license, including Sunday sales, February 21st, 2014 through February 20th, 2015.
I'll make a motion to accept.
Okay, motion from Linneus,
I'll second.
second from Grover. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, the same. Motion carried. Thank you. Next on our agenda is approval of the bills.
So moved.
Motion by Holland,
I'll second.
second by Brown. Is there any questions? All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, the same. Motion carried. Petitions from the public. Our number one is the State Association for Preservation of Iowa Cemeteries and Buchanan County Historical Society present a review to request to host a cemetery preservation training workshop at Oakwood Cemetery.
Would you please repeat that again?
No, I had enough trouble the first time. Thank you.
My name is John Hyder, and I'm from Monticello, Illinois. I'm a retired school teacher of 25 summers ago, and presently I restore grave markers in cemeteries professionally. But I also teach the subject in 2 community colleges and throughout the Midwest. The State Association for the Preservation of Iowa Cemeteries and the Buchanan County Historical Society would like to ask permission from the city to hold a workshop in the Oakwood Cemetery this summer, early this spring. The workshop is about 12 people. That's what we're planning on anyhow. And what we would like to do is restore your grave markers at no charge to the city. We're just looking for official permission to do so. There's going to be a class at the library in the morning, and then we'll go into the cemetery in the afternoon and work on the grave markers.
You don't plan on doing every one of them, do you?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
If we got 8 or 10 done, I'd be very happy, but it's a start.
Do you have any trouble finding owners of some of the grave marks, the gravestones, in order to get their permission to do such a thing?
Well, the way I understand it with the Oakwood Cemetery, it's under the care, custody, and control of the city.
Okay,
They would be the ones who would grant us permission to work in the cemetery. As most of us know, that many of these grave markers are very, very old, and it would be extremely difficult to find heirs or ancestors or anyone locally to get a specific permission to repair or restore one of these. Specifically, when we start out, we'd like to start out with the military ones and work on those first, for obvious reasons. And then progress on to the individual or the private grave markers. It's a 3-step process that we go through. It takes a long time to do this. We won't do it all in one day by a long shot, but we start out with a basic program, and then we have an intermediate, and then an advanced. And the basic programs are strictly learning how to take pictures of a photograph of a grave marker, how to document what's on it without touching it, without doing rubbings and this type of thing. And then also simple cleaning and resetting also. But it's a very basic procedure to go through each year.
you're gonna find, especially when you start talking about the mill, at that cemetery, you're gonna find a lot of, going back to even the Civil War, which are really hard to read. So if you choose, for example, one of those, you'll be able to restore it so that it's much clearer, or what exactly do you do?
Yes, I'm going to give you a very basic yes. We can restore them until they look better. We also have a process that we do not re-engrave because that's destroying history. We do not clean them so they are, perfectly white. We don't do that at all because that's destroying the patina and the historical value of the grave marker. If something was put up right after the Civil War, it deserves to look old because it has it stood the sands of time, and we don't make them look brand new again. But we do document them by writing it down and then giving it to the Historical Society to keep as their records if anybody comes at a later date wants to know something about that particular grave marker. I also work with the states of Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio. The same process. We have workshops there.
How did you happen to choose us?
Well, I have two very good friends.
Just out of curiosity.
I belong to the state association, and I've been to Independence before, and I have seen the cemetery, and I really enjoyed it, and I knew there was a lot of good examples there. And anytime that we can improve our city looks, this is a positive thing for us, whether it be the old mill or the cemetery. We said Independence was a good choice. It is sometimes difficult to find a cemetery that meets the criteria. To give an example, we have a lot of rural cemeteries that are really, really rural. They're out in the boonies. They don't have parking. You may not be able to get to them. We may not have water. We may not have food. We may not have sanitary facilities. But Independence fits that bill. And so that's one reason we picked here to start with anyhow.
What obligation are we obligated to as a council, other than giving you permission to go with it?
Written permission, I think Steve has a copy of the document. It's very, very simple, and it's one we use, whenever we go. Sometimes we modify it a little bit, but it just simply gives us permission to go in there. And I'll tell you what, it's awful nice to have a written document by a governing body, because we do have private individuals come in and ask us a lot of questions. What the heck are we doing here? And if we can explain to them, what we're doing and why we're doing it, and that we have the proper paperwork to back it up, it makes our work a lot more enjoyable.
Do you train these people now, and with the thought of them going ahead and doing the whole cemetery?
Well, let's not say the whole thing, but we do train the people how to do it properly.
Mhm.
There are a lot of people who restore cemeteries or grave markers, and about 9 times out of 10 they do it incorrectly. And this is our wish that we can train them to do it the right way. I'll give you an example. Some people will use bleach to clean a grave marker to make it look white again. Well, bleach is one of the worst things you can do. Some people will set a grave marker directly into concrete, and this is one of the worst things you do, because once you put it in the concrete, you've spiked your cannon. There's no law, you can't change it anymore. So we do it the old way, the way they did it in the beginning.
Do you do advertising for your schooling and this training you're doing? You'll do some advertising to
Yes,
see some
locally
interest in
here,
the
yes.
local? Okay. And you're planning on May 17th at this
We
point?
also have May 17th and 18th. We're sort of covering the bases in case we have rain one day but not the next, or there are so many people who want to experience this that we can have it in a 2-day workshop. Like I said, our groups are very, very small. That way everyone can get attention and get practice at something like this. And we do encourage questions. We do encourage movies, pictures, this type of thing.
Is this the first time you've been to Independence to do this?
Yes.
I was thinking there was somebody 15, 20 years ago
Yes.
come around here to do that.
Now, this is what I've heard too. I don't know
Yeah.
specifically who it was, but I understand it was somebody that.
Well, I think they were actually trying to repair vandalism, not just restore.
Yeah, I was hired last summer by the city of Rockford to do 40 stones in 3 days. And it was sad to see something like that, and many more military markers, old military markers. And it did look bad, but it was done.
Any other
Do you have any
questions?
questions you wanna ask of us?
We need a motion to approve the request to host the training workshop at Oakwood Cemetery on Saturday, May 17th
And
and 18th. Okay.
I'll move
Saturday,
to
Sunday.
proceed with this.
I'll
second.
second. Denny can second.
Want to fight over?
No.
Motion
you
by
do.
Brown, second by Vaughn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried.
Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, our second item under petitions from public is the Aquatic Committee presentation. I have only 2 names down, but I see a heck of a lot more faces out there, which I'm glad to see. In case the community is not aware of it, this committee was formed about 18 months ago, I believe, to look into the possibility of doing something because of our pool being so old and having a lot of money put into it, some other options. And they've been meeting routinely for 18 months and looking at all kinds of things in the city. And I will turn it over to Brad Kegler and Nate Whitehead, and they can go from there.
Well, thanks for having us. Didn't really plan on 20 below zero to be presenting our pool presentation, but make us think of happier times. So, Mayor Davis and council members, the committee and I would like to thank you for the opportunity to present our proposed plans for a new aquatic center. Before we get started, I'll go ahead and introduce myself. For those who do not know me, my name is Brad Kegler, and I'm the chairman of the Aquatic Center Committee. I was born and raised in Independence, and after completing college and dental school, I moved back to town with my wife and 2 children to practice dentistry. I love our community, and I've been looking for a way to make a positive impact since returning home. And this committee was just the opportunity that I was looking for. Our committee was appointed by the city, and we have been working diligently since August of 2012 to create a proposal that is financially responsible